Hey everyone, so with Boss Rush coming out tomorrow, I wanted to do a quick overview of what I've been thinking in terms of the champions I'm going to pick and the different buffs that the champions in Boss Rush are going to have. And with this video, there's not going to be anything really fancy or much gameplay. I really just want to focus on easy to read and focused on how do I beat Boss Rush. Here I have just a quick overview. Each champion, their rating, and the different buffs that they're going to have. I won't spend a lot of time here because I'm going to go over each champion individually and talk about the different buffs that are going to be placed on them. So the first fight's going to be against Crossbones with an 18,000 rating. Different buffs that are on him. Warning, just meaning he's going to have his third special active. He's going to have an attack buff, a health buff, crit buff, for both damage and rate. For him, I actually don't think he's going to be too tough of a fight, as long as you don't get hit. I'm picking Storm against him for the class advantage, and I have her 5-star R4, so I think she will make him not too hard of a fight. The one thing to remember with Crossbones is he can shrug off your debuffs, so just be careful when parrying or anything like that, because he can shrug them off and just hit you. Next fight is going to be against Blade with a 20,000 rating. Again, warning, attack buff, health buff, and then Bloodletting, which just means he's going to, when you bleed because of his abilities, it's going to last longer. And then Caltrops, which means every time you dash back, you're going to be hit again with bleed. So basically, you need a bleed immune champion against him. My choice was Ghostrider. I feel like he is, right now in the game, the most versatile bleed immune champion, especially with the regen. I feel like he's going to save me on a lot of revives. Next fight is against Ghostrider with a 22,000 rating. He also has his third special active with an attack and health buff. He also has Heavy Hitter, which means he can't be stopped during a heavy hit. Enhanced Special 1, can't block Special 1. And then he has a 100% chance to place judgments on you when he uses his specials or hits you with a 5-hit combo. I'm going to use Punisher 2099 mostly because he's a 5-star R4. I wanted to bring both of mine because of the high ratings of these champions. Punisher makes for pretty good boss fights. And since there's nothing too crazy with Ghostrider with his buffs, I feel like Punisher 2099 will do well against him. Next we have Green Goblin. He has a 24,000 rating. The buffs are, again, third special, attack buff, health buff. Debilitate means that his poisons last longer. Mirror Image, every 7 seconds he will copy any buff that you have on you. And then on top of that, he has increased buff duration. My choice for him is Guillotine. Main reason is Green Goblin's regen, I feel like, is going to be nuts. Every time you hit him, he has a 10% chance to put a buff on himself that allows him to regen for a percent of the basic attack that he was hit with. Basically, so most of the damage that you're going to be doing to him is going to just be regened right back, and because of his high rating and high health, that's going to make for a crazy regen. So, my thought in bringing Guillotine is I'm just going to reverse the healing effect, and hopefully he'll be down and out in a... This should be a pretty easy fight with Guillotine. I really don't think there's going to be anything too crazy with this one. Morningstar is the next champion with the 26,000 rating. She has her third special active, attack buff, a health buff, can't block special 1, and then if she has 0 captured souls, then she'll go back up to 1. The main concern, again, with Morningstar is her bleed. Every time you hit her, she has a % chance to reflect your hit and put a bleed debuff on you. So again, I'm going to use Ghostrider as he's going to be my kind of bleed immune champion that I'm bringing. The one thing to be careful of is the more time she beats you, the stronger she's going to get. So basically, just like Mephisto, she has persistent charges, or captured souls in this case. Each captured soul is going to give her a new buff that she puts on herself. With 1, she reflects bleed. With 2, she's going to become unstoppable when she uses her special 1. With 3 souls, her special 2 becomes unblockable. 4 souls, she gets energy resist and perfect block chance. And then 5 souls, she's going to have lifesteal, which basically is, it's a 20% chance to steal 50% of the damage done and give it back to her as health. So she can be kind of dangerous if you let her kill you too many times. So you're going to want to try to beat her as fast as possible here. Okay, final boss of Boss Rush is Mephisto with a 28,000 rating. 3rd special active attack and health buff. He starts each fight with 1 extra persistent charge, and then he recovers 100% more than he would have normally. The biggest issue with Mephisto in this is going to be his Aura of Incineration. Every time you hit him, he has a chance to activate it, and it's going to do crazy damage with him at a 28,000 rating. So you're going to need to bring someone who can be immune to that damage. The only 2 that are working right now that I am aware of are Mephisto and Iceman. I would think Vulture would work too because he is Incinerate immune, but he hasn't been working against the Aura of Incineration, so I would not use him. My plan with Mephisto is I'm going to use my Mephisto against him because he's going to be immune to the Aura of Incineration. I'm going to basically take him as close to 30% as I can, and then hopefully use Guillotine after that, and reverse his healing effect at 30%. At 30%, he's going to take all of his persistent charges he has, and he's going to regen. The more persistent charges he had, the more he regens, so you want to be careful about feeding his persistent charges by letting him kill you a bunch. I'm not sure if this is going to work, because if you go too low, then if you go too low with Mephisto and you hit 30%, he's going to regen anyway. If you go too high, then Guillotine's going to be killed before she can get off her 2nd special and reverse the healing effects. So I'm going to have to be careful about this one. I may just end up using Mephisto through if that plan isn't working. But I do think he's going to be the hardest champion to fight, because as his Aura... Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this overview of Boss Rush. My goal and plan is to take it on tomorrow just as soon as it comes live. I'll post a video sometime tomorrow on how I did in Boss Rush with this strategy. And I know that this isn't a comprehensive guide. I know that some of you probably don't have all of these champions that I'm talking about. But I was just hoping to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what you can do when you're deciding on how you should tackle Boss Rush. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and please comment on this video. I'd love to hear different people's strategies and maybe even how I could change my strategy up to make it more effective. Thanks for watching, everyone.